Everybody, I just made this beautiful calculator app using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It performs all the functions like a full calculator and it never gets any error in this. How I made this? Let we would check the code in this and would check that how to make calculator like this. First of all, we formed a structure of this calculator using the HTML, and in which the title I selected is calculator reflecting here, and in the body I choose the class div in which it is calculator, like it's all the div which borders like showing it, and this div is for the display, like this is the display of our calculator, and this is the buttons, and like you can see four buttons in each row. Okay, four buttons in each row, and there are four columns, and we can say that this is the first row, second row, third row, fourth row, and fifth row, and it is all coded here. And we are also link the CSS here, which is the style.css, and we also linked the JavaScript for functionality, and which is here. Now we would go to the CSS, and in the CSS it is a universal selector which in which we have given the value pair, which is like padding and margin selected to 0. You guys can check, and in the body you guys can check the body is of the display flex, align items is in the center, justify contents in the center, height is 100 and width is 100, and background color is, you guys can check, this is the background color. Okay, and this is actually all of the website of our calculator which we built. Okay, using only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So calculator actually, this is the calculator. Okay, div class calculator actually, and we like box sizing, border box, and height is 400. Like this is the 400. Width is 289 pixel. Like this horizontally, and the border radius you guys can check. This is curve, which is like 15 pixel, and then we also selected the border, which is like of the 2 pixel solid, and this is like the white type color. Okay, not white actually, it is gray. Okay, which is, you guys can check. Okay, and the padding is 15 pixel, simple display, flex direction actually it is column. Okay, and other you guys can check that it is a background color of this calculator, and etc. It's also have some shadow, this is the shadow, and we also choose some shadow color which is like, you guys can check, it's reflecting in the calculator. And in the display, this is actually display, we have width 100%, height is like this is the 60 pixel, margin top is like this is the margin top which is like 10 pixel, and background color is, you guys can check, this is the background color of this display, and border radius is 8 pixel which is less curved than this one, and you guys can other check the text align is from the right side, and other guys you can check the color and etc. Cursor pointer, it's a pointer, but when it goes to here it moves into like a pointer. Okay, and then the button simply display is like the grid, and other guys you can check the gap and align items is center and justify contents with some space and etc. And the button you can check, I edited with all the same attributes. Okay, now move to the script.js. We in the script choose display and button first. Okay, so for the display and button we added some functionalities. For example, for the buttons we added an event listener which is like through the click, whenever the user click here. Okay, if the value, for example, user click here on off. Okay, if the value is equal to on or off, then it would toggle it. If it is on, it would power off it, and if it is off, then it would power on it. Okay, then like if the value is AC, so that it would call the all clear function. What all clear does, all clear like actually in the display inner text, it makes it 0. For example, here something is written, it would make it 0. Okay, the next is like the delete. If the value is equal to delete, if the user presses some delete, what it would do, it would delete the last item from the right. For example, 6 is from the right side, it will delete it. Okay, delete last. Actually, what delete last do is check if the length is simply 0. For example, if the length is 1, it simply delete it. Okay, make it 0. If the length is like larger than one element, it what it does, it like slice from the right. Okay, and then the toggle you guys already checked. And then the append, what appends do, and here you guys can check that if the value is equal to like equal is pressed, then it calculates, otherwise it appends on the screen and the screen show the value what user clicked. Okay, and this is like the function which is like executed when it's equal. So that's how we made this beautiful calculator using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. You guys can get all of my code, or we can you guys can check that how I made this calculator. You guys can get the source code from here, which is indexed CSS and etc etc. I also added this readme file, you guys can also get it. Okay, so languages you guys can check, I use HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to Abdul Basit Pro Dev YouTube channel.